I'm not the ones working on it, so I'm moving.
This last time, I actually paid moving people. I packed like, I packed books and CDs and that kind of crap. But and my clothes, but like packing up the kitchen, the dishes, the pots and pans, the silver, all that crap.
be last minute cancellations and that kind of stuff.
Right, work-related business type things.
But generally,
I'm creating an account once. So there was this, there's this thing in the game where you had to do this guy.
these guys, you pay them by the hour, but I mean, they hustle. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
They ran stuff up and down the steps and stuff. So I found their I tweeted how
And
great they were.
yeah, the library, all the books went to the third floor, the beds and dressers and all that stuff. They
Send me
humped it
their-
all up there.
Send me their information.